we might as well say it's cooking and baking with me because now I'm doing both. Um, so maybe I'm enjoying the baking. I don't know. Welcome. I'm Diona Reese Williams. Thank you for joining me. For those that are hopping on, I cook every Sunday and I'm starting to get my like groove back where I'm not just cooking, I'm starting to do some prepping. So today's menu includes I'm going to be making some oatmeal blueberry oatmeal bars along with making y'all already know banana nut chocolate chip um loaf. Hey D, what's up? Your brother over here was like, let me know when it's 5:30. I think because he wanted to make sure he exited the premises before I started working on the live with me. So we're gonna try to go live Sundays at 5:30 because I know you guys on the East Coast, it's late, and so I'm like, I gotta start this circus a little bit early. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna make the blueberry oatmeal oh my gosh, I can't even say it right. This is a new recipe for me. So this is gonna be a protein baked oatmeal. That's the intention here. Um, hello, hello. He needs a new pair of running shoes because he always is dipping out. I know. I told my wife I would do the dishes, and now we're both sitting there waiting to see if miracles will happen. Oh my gosh. Do those dishes. In our house, like I said, we split. So I'm cooking, and actually when my husband was last week he had some things going on, and so I'm like, man, I was cooking, taking care of him, and then having to do the dishes too. Not that I can't manage, but he had things going on. And so I needed to make sure that I stepped up and did my part. Trina, don't start. Just because you know your Auntie D is on the call, don't start. You heard me, D? I had to get on to Trina already. She is already, because you know why? She don't get that pill pocket for another hour and 15 minutes, but she's already moving. Um, so anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. I got the oven preheated. That's what you hear in the background. I want to say thank you guys for supporting and always showing up every Sunday. It's like my longest live that I do the entire week. And it's the most supportive live that I have out of all of the lives that I have going on. So the first step is I'm doing 2 cups of old fashioned oats. And uh-oh, they're all acting crazy because Charles is actually in the back getting ready to clean the yard. Clean up after them, basically. So, hey, nobody's gonna see you. Nobody sees you. Okay. I have to tell him this. Hi, I would like to learn more about. I can't help you with Scientology. Um, did you watch the new? I don't even know what that is. Nope, I have not watched that trailer. All right, so we have 2 cups of rolled oats, and I'm using, instead of protein powder, there was a scooper I had in here, but I guess not. I'm gonna do collagen, vital protein collagen peptides. So I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of this, and this will give me 18 grams of protein, which is why I'm doing it in the first place. So apparently somebody left their tools over at the other house. So They need to run over there. Hey, go sit down. The only one that is sitting is my dog. That's it. Everybody else is like hyped up. Really, really hyped up. I don't feel like this is the right one. Or no, it's a half a cup. Okay, then I'm good. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 of these scoops of peptide. And you can't taste it. This is like flavorless, which is why I like it. And because I need protein in my life, this is the best way to do it for me, is through this collagen powder. It has no taste to it. I don't like mixing it in with my drinks. It's like, ugh. I mean, it's not like nasty. You don't taste anything. I just don't want to mix it in that way, personally. Let me get the milk. Which I am using Fairlife. If you've never heard of Fairlife before, for one, it has a lot of protein in it. It has 13 grams of protein per a cup. I usually drink a good cup of Fairlife every day. When I make my iced coffees, it's perfect for that. So, all right, 2 cups. This recipe calls for almond milk, but I'm not using almond milk or any kind of dairy free, so this will be fine. Thank you all for those of you that are joining my channel and cooking and baking with me on Sundays, because that's basically what it boils down to. I'm cooking and baking on Sundays, and people are showing up every week, so I appreciate it. If you're new to my channel and you've never seen my content before, I'm a doctoral student. I work full-time in higher education. This is almond butter, and I was going to use like regular peanut butter, but okay, I'm sure you guys have heard of Thrive, but I used it once, and they ended up sending me this almond butter stuff, which I've never used it before. And I was like, you know what? This recipe is calling for this stuff. I should consider using it. Or it was calling for almond milk. And I decided that I was going to use almond butter instead. So this recipe calls for like a fourth of a cup of peanut butter, which but anyways, this almond butter is almost going to expire. So I'm like, no, I need to try to use it in something. So for the next 2 weeks, I will be using this almond butter for something. That way it's not being wasted, because I don't want to be wasteful of food. I don't know about y'all, but the price of eggs is high. So you got to do what you got to do. Is that Alma? I see someone saying, hey, Alma. Oh my gosh, it is Alma. Look at you. I am baking. Okay, so Alma, since you on the call, since you on the line, let me tell you, I'm baking a protein baked oatmeal, but let me give y'all a little tour. Okay, so quick story. My dear friend who is on here, Alma, when she moved from Arizona, she sold her KitchenAid to my husband and I. And so I bought it. I was all excited because even though I have, this is my OG KitchenAid, like paid full price for it, full price, $300 plus, $325 on QVC. That's how I bought that one. So I bought the second one because our great niece, she is really good at baking. She is very good. I think it's because she's like very precise with her ingredients and all of that. And so Alma was selling it for $45. I was like, girl, do you know how much these things are? Like, they're expensive, but I'll buy it from you. So we bought it from her for $45, and life has changed, obviously, in our lives. It's just my husband and I. We're empty nesters. Great niece has moved on in her life. Look at this dog. Look at her. That's who you be saying hi to, D. This one right here, Trina, with those doggone toenails. Anyways, um, and then like I would say in the last year, Alma was like, "Do you still have that mixer?" I'm like, "Yeah, girl, I still got it." She's like, "Can you bring it with you?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's just very heavy. So let me tell you, Alma, because you know how Charles Ray is. Hi, boss dog. What's up, everybody? My regulars. Thank you for coming back. All right, so let me see if I can flip this around. Nope, it's not gonna let me flip it. We have yours in the box. And let me tell you something, because the new mixer that I got for Christmas, which we did not buy, we were at a Christmas party. Charles won it. And I was like, this is kind of perfect because I was freaking out on how were we ever going to be able to get this other KitchenAid to Alma. So it is in the box. The bowl is going to have to be mailed separately because this one is built different than even my original one, my red one. Let me see if I can switch it. As you can see, this one is higher. It's very different. And it actually has like a crank. So anyways, so I just wanted to share that. Being that you hopped on here, Alma, you getting the story live. Who did you see? Yeah, I'm like, who did you see? So Alma, that's the story. Now the next step is I gotta get that thing into the post office, probably wrap it in brown paper. And thankfully, when I go to the grocery store, I always ask for brown bags if I run out of my bags. So we will get that wrapped, and oh my gosh, it's like a whole conversation happening here. But I'm glad that people are feeling connected. But that's the story behind me having 3 KitchenAids versus 1. And all of this happened, like it just happened simultaneously. So, anyways, that's what's going on in my world. All right, so we need to put some eggs in here. We need 2 eggs. And this is considered like a gluten-free, dairy-free type of recipe. And I also have my blueberries here as well. And I have my oven already preheated. And see, Charles doesn't realize, like, I'm making these protein bars for a number of reasons. For one, I like the protein bars. Can you go sit? Go. I'm telling you, those toenails drive me crazy. But he doesn't realize that although I like the protein bars that I get, and they have like 20 grams of protein, I don't want to have to buy, I don't want to have to buy them. Like, or if I'm buying them, I want to stretch them out longer. So these protein bars will go great with my yogurt when I have like my afternoon snack instead of like instead of having my regular like think protein bars. I think that's what they're called. So I got my 2 eggs in here, and I'm going to put in some syrup. I don't have like raw maple syrup, but when I go to the store again, when I go to the store on Friday, I will get some like real raw maple syrup probably. But for now, we're just going to use regular syrup. So we have some syrup, and it calls for coconut melted. I'm going to use avocado oil instead. And then, okay, let me put my check mark. So I did that. And this is what I like, is that you can put check marks as you're like done with recipes. I'm using my tablet again. So normally when I'm cooking, because I'm kind of new to like actually embracing the tablet world, I'm not really a tablet person. But when I've been going live, I'm using my phone. And so I can't really pull up the recipe. So it's kind of helpful to do it this way. And I already know that Mr. Williams is going to be absent for a while because he had to drive to the old place to basically go get the bucket that he uses. So on Sunday, what he does is he goes out back and he like picks up all the poop in the yard for the past week because trash only runs once a week where we live. And while that's good, in our old place, trash would be ran twice a week. And so trash would be picked up on Tuesday and Friday versus Monday. So he feels like his day is getting kind of interrupted, is basically what I'm saying. His day off is being interrupted by, like, on Sunday, he's having to do a little bit more work, which I'm super excited because we're already starting to get things in order at our old place. So as you can see, I'm using avocado oil instead of coconut oil. I am probably going to add coconut oil to my list of things to have on deck at all times. So what I've tried to do, I'm not doing this all at once, but like when I go to the store, I'm trying to have all the staples so I can just bake things as they come up or as I want to try to bake. Because let's be real, guys, it's hard in these streets. So I'm like, if you're not baking, I don't want to spend money to basically, I don't want to be spending money on unnecessary things that I could probably do myself. And it's good because then I can just bake here and it's no big deal. So 1 teaspoon, that's a fourth. Is this it? Yep. So I also need to add some vanilla extract, and there's that. And like I said, this is my first time making this. Hi, Mario. How are y'all doing? Happy Sunday. I know most of y'all had to spring forward, and here I am in Arizona, except Navajo Nation. Danae, Navajo Nation doesn't change their time. But they actually spring forward, but the rest of the state of Arizona does not change their time at all. So that can be very confusing for some. But anyways, all right, so now we need to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to do that. I don't know why, like I know I need to add the salt, but I never want to add like the full amount. Anyways, so we have salt and we also have our berries. Oops, I'm like unchecking things. And I'm just gonna rinse off my berries. Actually, I'm gonna do some observation of these because I've had one of them for 2 weeks. And they both have held up really well, but I feel like I'm going to be using a great deal of these berries. So what I also like to do is use them in my protein, like pancakes. These look like the worst of the two. So let me rinse these off. Okay, so I've got the berries rinsed off. I'm going to go ahead. I'm putting more than kind of a cup. I'm putting more than a half a cup, but I like blueberries. It's like my one fruit that I actually like. Hi, Chris. What's up? We're all doing well, I believe. And then it says I can drizzle some nut butter Okay, so the only other question is how, oh, I gotta unplug this and plug in the actual mixer. Duh. All right. That's not doing it. That's not even getting close. Well, we're about to learn how this mixer really works because I'm like, it's not reaching a single thing. Let's try a different, no, I think this should work. No. All right, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see what's going on. All right, so I always hear oh, you had to time somebody out, D? Okay. I'm just looking. No, I don't think that's it. All right, so I'm gonna have to try something else. Ooh. Let's try that again. Good thing I have the other one right here. Because I think with the type of stuff that I need to mix, it needs like needs something else a little bit stronger. I almost forgot my spatula, but I have the spatula here. So if you're curious what I'm cooking tonight, I'm cooking two different things. For one, I'm making tilapia, which we bought the tilapia a couple of weeks ago at Costco. So I'm going to be making tilapia, and then I'm making turkey, what is it? Ground turkey tacos. Hopefully I have that right. All right, that might mix a little bit better. Hopefully, we'll see. Now I think we're cooking. Or at least mixing. Yeah, I don't like this daylight savings time. I'm sorry, guys. And it's funny because I had a call earlier and everybody's like, where is she? How come she's not on? And it was because my time never changed. And so I have to always explain to people that I'm on, in the winter, I'm on Mountain Standard Time, but in the spring, I'm on Pacific Standard Time. And so that always throws everything for a loop. I think I want to add to this recipe a little bit of pumpkin. I'm going to add some pumpkin. What I like about pumpkin is that it's very flavorless and you can really add it to anything. Like if you're like, I want to make it more healthy, it's flavorless. Like it doesn't really have flavor. And so then I think I'm going to add some cinnamon to this as well. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't feel like we kind of have flavor in this and we kind of don't. So now I'm changing the recipe the way that I want to make it. but maybe it's a combination of things. I just feel like it needs to kind of thicken up just a little bit. Um, and I could probably add some more oatmeal, but I think a little pumpkin won't hurt the recipe itself. So, and it doesn't call for like, um, yeah, there we go. I think we're working with something. It doesn't call for any baking powder or anything either. So, anyways, once I get this poured into the baking dish itself, I will have this in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And this will be my protein bars for the week. I actually am looking into making some granola bars. I saw some recipes, I think last week, and I was all gung-ho about making it during spring break. But now I'm like, I'm probably going to end up making it next week. So I don't know what that means, but thank you. I believe I can cook and bake, but thank you for your kind words. I will take that as a compliment. All right. So I am reading the recipe to make sure I'm like, do I have enough? I feel like I don't have enough oatmeal in this either. I'm just going to throw a little bit more in there. Like, it's not going to hurt. A little bit more oats. So we'll see how it turns out. Because, like I said, it has to be in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes. And that should be it. Okay. Eee. All right, so now the fun part. The fun part earlier was learning how to get this bowl on and getting the bowl off of here. Yes, avocado oil. I mean, it's no different than using like coconut oil too. Okay. So I'm just gonna throw a little pumpkin spice seasoning in here, and I think that'll do the trick. Okay, this is like thick and kind of smooth all at once, so I think we're good to go. All right, it's pretty smooth. All right, let me spray my... I'm looking at the mixture and trying to decide, do I want to try to put this in the smaller container that actually has a lid, or do I want to put it in the bigger one that doesn't have a lid, but then I'm going to have to like reseal all this stuff? I think I need to use the bigger one. All right, so I did find this Pam baking spray when I was at the store, not this week, but a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh, that's genius, because if you do any kind of baking, and like I've said before, I don't claim to be a baker. I'm in my baking era, mainly because like when my husband goes to work and people are like, oh, your wife made gluten-free cookies? That's like music to my ears, because I can bake all the things I want to bake, but they don't have to stay in this house. So that's my favorite part, is I'm like, that's the main reason why I've never baked over the years, is that I don't want all of this stuff like sitting here because then it's just two people eating it. I used to make cheesecakes a long time ago, but cheesecake is like my Achilles tendon. I love cheesecake, but I don't make it like I used to. I might make bites, and it's hard because he can't have dairy, and if I'm the one that has, I'm gonna be stuck eating all that freaking cheesecake, and I don't want to. So, um, I may like it, but I'm just like, I don't want to be the one stuck eating cheesecake for like 2 weeks. All right, so we're going to see how this turns out because it's my first time making it. And the blueberries look like they're blueberrying and they're going to be fine. I'm thinking about adding more, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is because I did put an entire cup of blueberries. So that's what it looks like, but I'll show you guys this thing when it's done because we'll actually see it. This will be baking while I'm cooking the other or baking the other recipe. So let's shift gears. Okay, perfect. I already got the banana chocolate chip one up. So I'm baking the desserts first because tonight's dinner is just not going to take very long. I mean, tilapia in the oven, that's not going to take very long. And then browning like meat, that's also not going to take very long. So whenever you're cooking or baking, do it based off of, I always like to do what's going to take the longest. Sometimes the prep that I need to do for my meals may take longer, so I'll cook those items first. But if that's not the case, as far as the cooking, the baking is different because baking takes a different kind of prep. But what's helpful is when you have all your ingredients in front of you. So before I move on to the next project, I'm going to go ahead and wash the dishes out because I need a lot of these ingredients, or I need these same dishes again for when I'm cooking or baking. So let me see. What do you guys say? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Again, thank you all for your support. My analytics tell me all the time that I have a lot of men that are supporting my channel. Hey, we got somebody from Turkey in the house. I lived in Turkey as a kid, as a teenager, actually. Beautiful country. I lived in the Adana area, to be specific. Beautiful country. So thank you. Thank you for joining. For those of you that are new to my channel and you're like, who are you? What are you about? First off, I'm going to just go ahead and highlight two of my best buddies, best friend, sister friend. Alma is on here. She might be still watching, or the comments might be enough to be like, girl, I'm getting out of here. But I do have a moderator. We call ourselves YouTube besties. We came into these YouTube streets together, and she is highlighted in blue, and she keeps these comments, she keeps y'all in check. Let's just say that. So if you are falling out of line, trust me, she's going to put you in timeout. That would be Miss D. LaSure, who also has her own channel. If you are a writer, you do screenplays, movies, want to get into reality crime show, all of that. Maybe you're a comedian. She's the channel to check out because she actually drops gems on her channel all the time. If you have not checked out her recent video today, she has a series called Dear Future Husband. For all of my friends on here that are single and looking to mingle, but you're a little nervous about these dating apps, let me tell you something. She's on the apps for you. I would say us, but I am not on those apps because I've been married for 19 plus years. Well, 19 plus years at the end of this month. And we've been together 20 years in March, and we are proud to say that we have been together for so long. So anyhow, that's a little bit about Dee, my moderator. Another channel I like to highlight is Miss Asia Marjorie TV. She has great content. She is a soldier in the Army. If you know anything about the Army, she's also high ranking too, which I have to highlight that. But she is a soldier after 14 years serving in the U.S. Army. She's also a wife and mother. And I feel like her content is relatable for different reasons. Maybe you are going through things as a mother. Maybe you're going through things as a spouse. Maybe you're getting ready for a date night, stuff like that. She's got all kinds of great content over there. And before I even went live tonight, one of her videos had popped up talking about like something along the lines of, I think, hobbies and having a career or something like that. I haven't watched it yet, but I plan to watch it later. So anyways, those are two channels I like to highlight. And a little bit about my channel. I do content around goals and intentions and motivation. Today is day 45 of the challenge. I am almost done. I've already met with the peer group today, and the only thing I have left is to do some movement, which I'll do that as well. But I also count functional fitness, like literally lifting up boxes and all that stuff. That's counted in the movement count as well. But I also do these Sunday cook with me's, which again, I get people that show up and I appreciate it. For those that don't make comments, hello, thank you for showing up, watching the channel, supporting the channel each week. I appreciate it. And yeah, so I hope it inspires you guys to get in the kitchen, meal prep, get some things in order in your life so you can have a successful week. Even though I'm on YouTube or in YouTube, I do these things whether I'm filming or not. I've always been a meal prepper of some sort. I will say when 2020 happened, it kind of really derailed my desires to bake or cook, really to cook. I've always enjoyed cooking, but I think just so many uncertainties and not really sure how to show up and cook for myself and my family during that time made it very challenging. Oh my gosh. I don't know who's proposing. Look, why are people proposing? Oh my gosh, and I'm just talking away. Hi, Linda. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Linda, so much. No, I'm sorry. I can't. My name is Dee LeSure. If you watch her channel, she's looking for a dear future husband, but I am happily married. I've been happily married 20 years. Almost 20 years. But no, I'm not the one for you. And like I tell my husband all the time, as long as I've been married to him, and not because we've had like struggles or anything like that, I don't plan to remarry again in my life. This is it. For those that are in relationships or not in relationships, you'll know that the work that it takes to get to be in a relationship with someone, it takes work. All right, so give me a second because I have to concentrate to make sure that I put this on properly. All right, there we go. But no, I cannot I cannot get married to you. I'm sorry. Girl, I don't see no ring on your finger. Listen, because I'm cooking. I'm one of those people that I take my rings off when I'm home, but when I'm doing all this like domestic stuff, I don't want to be having the jewelry on because I don't want to lose no rocks. So I'm very, very married. Oh my gosh, Delisher, where are these people coming from? I'll take the minutes though. I need the time. So, whew, Jesus. All right. So for this one, I need to get my butter. So it needs to be kind of softened a little bit. I wish I would have taken this out before I started doing the dishes. That's okay, because if I have to kind of zap it in the microwave, that'll be fine as well. I'm still kind of, okay, is this a half a cup? What is this? 1 stick. Okay, got a half cup of butter. That works. I'm gonna sit that on the oven or the stove. All right, I need to pull out sugar. I don't need this. I'm gonna put this over here. I like to also clean up things as I go, so I'm putting everything else back. I know that I'm gonna add some walnuts to this recipe like I did last week, which I didn't actually try it with the walnuts. That was the one that I sent with my husband to work. So I believe it tasted good. So we're just gonna go along with everyone saying how good it was. But he was telling me, I guess a lot of people at work are like gluten-free and dairy-free. So they were very appreciative to be able to eat something that allowed them to be able to eat it, even though like dairy or butter is, I don't know. I don't think it's dairy-free, but anyhow, maybe it was like such a small amount that there's exceptions to the rule. We have our 2 eggs, and y'all already know I got these brown bananas, which is good. And I have questions. Oh, I just realized why I was having issues. I was using the wrong size. Somebody just walked in and he's acting, hey husband, her husband is right there with her. Y'all just can't see him. Listen, hold on. Let me help y'all. I'm like, should I just stage a photo in the background? There you go. That's young love right there. Okay. Y'all are not ever really going to see him in the background, but he's here. Trust me, he exists. He just walked in, literally just walked in. Vanilla extract, all purpose. I need baking soda, salt. And he just came in at the perfect time. Nope, I don't even need help with him opening the salt. I got that salt. So let me put this away. Hey, look. Nobody thinks you're real. I'm getting proposed to. Huh? I'm getting proposed to. Morgan. What did you say? Morgan. That's all I gotta say is Morgan. Okay, so I just told him, I said, hey, I'm over here getting proposed to online. And he goes, mortgage. That's all I got to say. Y'all don't know him, but he has quite a sense of humor. That's one of our ongoing jokes that we joke about, like, because we're both like, listen, we're not meeting other people. We're not like, we are who we are, right? And so I always joke, I'm like, if you want to replace me, if you think I'm leaving you, I'm not going anywhere. You and your side piece are going to move down the hallway, and the side piece is going to help us pay these mortgages. That's what they're going to do. And when it's for your time to go, guess what? She will have to go too. I'm like, I'm not letting go of anything. I worked too hard to get to this point in my life. And so that's why he says they can say whatever they want, pay the mortgage. Literally, that's our joke. Like people, they're like, but for some reason, I feel like y'all are serious. We're like, no, we are serious. Like if you want to play that game, but neither one of us are interested in meeting other people. None of that. No desire of that of our hearts. But that's just our ongoing joke. Ongoing joke. Okay, now that I figured out that I am using the wrong piece, because I was like, why is this not mixing? Look how different this is. So this newer, the KitchenAid that he won at Christmas, it is definitely larger than any other KitchenAid I've ever had or seen. And now I'm super curious about like the attachments. I feel like I can tell family, like, can you get me the noodle attachment? Can you get me this? Because now I want to make these things. I want to try them out. I actually have a friend that collects like various different types of KitchenAids. So she loves them. Okay. Good, stay that way. Thank you. All right, so I need to melt some butter because this is like a little too stiff. I need to soften it just a little bit, but I know the microwave is going to try to like really be a little team extra here. And while I'm like softening the butter, I'm going to take a little peek at the oatmeal protein bar, blueberry oatmeal, pumpkin oatmeal bars that I'm making. Nope. And my thought with the oatmeal bars is I will be able to, I can have them for breakfast or as like a snack. Either way, I can like dress it up or dress it down. So we have our butter. We're going to go ahead and add that to the mixer. And now the fun part is the sugar, because we can only have 2/3 of it. But I have discovered in recent weeks that my bag has a hole in it at the bottom, so I kind of need to stabilize it like so. And right now we're making the same loaf that we made last week. And I almost feel like I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to have this recipe like memorized, because if I buy bananas from this particular store, the bananas are always turning by like Friday. Like they're just going to be bad. So now I'm going to pour the sugar into the mixer. Which, by the way, guys, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do this on Wednesday, but I have some dear friends of mine that are local that are coming by, and I would love to hear, like, what would you do if your friends were coming to visit you? What would you do to, like, make sure that they feel welcomed? If the side chick is gonna pay some bills, she can stay over a couple of times a week. See what I'm saying, D? You see what I'm saying? I'm like, you just gotta contribute. Contribute. Make my life easier. That's all I'm saying. Like, make my life easier. Obviously, in real life, we don't want this type of behavior to happen, but I'm just one of those people. I like to always have a plan and be prepared. So that's all that was the whole point. My friends have heard me say this 1,000 times, and they're just like, they just crack up. They're like, but we feel like you're serious, because I am. I'm not lying. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. You think I'm gonna lose everything? Everything for a side chick? Nah. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. 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 I'll be sad, Let me be sad, but then I'll get over it. That's the catch, is I'm going to get over it. All right. So I just poured in the eggs, and now I need to smash the bananas. And I want to use another, we're just going to use this bowl. We don't need anything bigger than that. So, oh, no, she's not staying in the house. I'm not having, oh my gosh. I like that y'all are vested in my, listen. Again, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, the way that my husband and I are, and the way that our personalities are set up, we don't want to have to throw in a third one. Just telling the truth. No. Because he'll tell you, he'll be like, now I got to figure this one out. He doesn't want to do that. Neither do I. So we're like, we got each other. But when you've been married and together with somebody for so long, depending, like if it's good, you're not going anywhere. All right, so now we got to mash these nanas up. I normally use a fork, but just going to use the spatula because that's what I have in front of me. These probably could have turned a little bit more, but they I guess they were a decent batch. They weren't like the other ones. They were barely, those other ones were so brown. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed that I even have these. But anyways, I have some friends coming by on Thursday, and they're bringing their kiddos over too. And I'm super excited because we're all like, listen, I'm excited to say that I've had friends that I've known for almost 15 years. It's 14 years this year. But we were all like, I remember life before kids. And I was like a new parent guardian when they met me. So they met my great niece when she was like 2. And I was around when they all became like pregnant and everything. But I was always the one that like, I became a parent before everybody else in like most of my friends groups. Unless my friends were older than me, then that's a different conversation because obviously they had kids already. But I was always like 5 years ahead, like 5 to 6 years ahead, because she's 16 now. She's a junior in high school. So yeah, so my life was just very different at that time. But I want to be able to like, I don't know, I've never really been like a hosting kind of person, but I'm learning because I'm an empty nester to try to be a better host. And also we don't have like all these contagions running around. So I feel more comfortable hosting at this point. At least I think I do. So I don't know, like, what do you guys do whenever you're hosting friends over? Do you prepare anything for them? I'm just curious what people do. Oh, next week, I don't think I'm going to be making a banana loaf. So we didn't buy any bananas this week, but maybe I'll have some recipes for apples because I've got some apples that I need to kind of deal with. like seriously deal with. All right, so the bananas are in there. We got the sugar or the butter, the sugar, the 2 eggs. I'm checking these things off. Let me just get the pen out. That would be easier. The 2 eggs, the banana. Ooh, come on. Oh my gosh, I have to reload it. Drives me nuts. Try to use these tools to make it easier. And then here we are. All right, so butter is done, sugar is done, 2 eggs, two to 3 bananas. Now we need to do vanilla extract, which I have to read this very closely. So that's a 1/4. This is a teaspoon. Nope, I need a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I'm going to go ahead and knock out 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Let's see. We'll take this one off. I think we are super close to getting, 1 teaspoon. Okay, I need to wash this off. I'm always afraid that I'm going to like put the wrong amount of like a baking soda. Like I'm gonna put like a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda as opposed to 1 teaspoon. And baking soda is one of those things that you really kind of have to get it right when you're baking. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay. And then I need a 1/2, what is it? 1/2 teaspoon. Oh my gosh, I have to like read every single one of them. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So let me do that. And then all I need is my flour. I don't know if y'all can hear Trina in the background, but she is like itching and grabbing and wanting her freaking pill pocket like yesterday, but it's not time. All right, so now we are down to literally doing the flour, which I need 1.5 cups of flour. So I've got my 1/2 cup here. Oh, let me check my time. Perfect. We have 11 and 28 minutes left on the oatmeal protein bars. So now I'm putting in a 1/2 cup. I'm just going to do this 3 times so I don't even have to like scoop the other one. I'm going to just do it like this. Another 1/2 cup. So that makes 1 cup, just in case anyone's doing the math. And if my other friend from Colorado is watching and my little god baby is watching, hi. I don't know if y'all are watching or not, but I just wanted to say hello. All right, so flour is in there, and let's see. It calls for a cup, which I don't know if I want to do that now or later, but I'm going to add this attachment now. Yeah, that makes a huge difference because I could not figure out for the life of me. I'm like, why is this not even reaching? This is how I know I need to get all my stuff sent to her quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and get that mixing now. Yeah, now it seems normal. It is thicker than last week, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the chocolate chips. Since it calls for like a cup. I think what I want to do next week, because I do have a gluten-free cookie recipe, and if I have time next week, I think I'm going to do that one. Because somebody is like, are you making those cookies? Like, not quite yet, sir. But I'm also going to add some walnuts to this recipe. I added it to the other one last week, and it was apparently a hit, so okay. So while that's mixing or finishing mixing, I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning everything up and prep everything to get ready to go into the oven, because you know I have something else getting ready to come out of the oven, so I'll take y'all along for that. I'm gonna just add things to my dishwasher. Hi everyone that's like just joining or has been on for a while. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm just pushing stuff. She probably has something going on. She'll come back eventually. She has a life outside of these lives. She'll come back eventually. Don't worry, boss dog. If not, catch her on the next live. Something may have happened internet-wise. Hey, Kimberly, what's up, girl? I'm in this kitchen cooking, baking. Hey, frugal scientist. I'm getting ready to make tacos next. But I'm just getting everything prepped because I'm making chocolate chip banana walnut loaf. That's a mouthful. This is the one that I'm sending to work with Charles. And then this is the one I'm keeping at home. This stuff is, this aerosol is no joke. I cannot believe it. I got friends showing up. Listen, I appreciate the love. Y'all are just helping me so much. Y'all have no idea. All right, so I'm gonna move y'all back over here. Somebody is in the background, Kimberly. You know who it is. You know he's a character. The new folks on YouTube have no idea how he operates, but I told him, don't laugh too hard, Kimberly. I told him that I was getting proposed on YouTube, right? He goes, tell him I said mortgage. That's what he had to say.
You ready for me to take a picture?
Yeah, you can take it out, but if you don't want to be on camera, let me move this first. Do you want to take it out now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, I have to kind of keep y'all entertained this way.
Thank you,
Frugal Scientist says hi. Hey! And by the way, Kimberly, y'all can come over. We have food. Y'all should come over like on a Sunday when I'm cooking. So then you know you'll get fed something. Versus when you come any other time, it's like, when we first moved here, we had nothing in the cabinets. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's all in the boxes. Yes, I got proposed to on, on YouTube, on a live. It was crazy. It was crazy. I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't paying attention because obviously I was cooking. I didn't know what was going on. And then people were like, hey, you're getting proposed to. I'm like, what? So then I told Chucky, he offered to cook and clean and do dishes. The sad part is I'm like, Charles already does all those things. I was just excited to see you in the new place. I know, it's all good. I have exciting news on what's happening with the old place, but I'll tell you offline. It's new updates, I should say. Not in a bad way, but just new updates. Oh, so Dee, you've been here the whole time. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Just hilarious. Okay, so I need to start getting these other dishes. Well, I need to actually start like, oh, I'll have to lower the temperature of the oven anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. But Kimberly, y'all were my first guest, and now I have like some of my other buddies from ECE. They're coming by on Thursday, and I'm just like, I don't know how to be like a host because I'm just like figuring out my hosting era of my life. So I know food is necessary. One of them is traveling almost from Tucson, like 50 minutes from here. And then the other one is local, which I know I'm going to be making like a fresh French press cup of coffee because we both enjoy coffee, but we were both saying like we don't buy coffee in town. We just make coffee at home. But if we're like out of town, like literally out of town, like Phoenix or something, or maybe even Tucson, we might buy some coffee from over there, but we don't buy any coffee from where we live at. We just make it here. So we couldn't figure out like a coffee spot to like link up at basically. So anyways, all right. So this is like more gummier than the last time, but we're gonna make it work. Go ahead and pour this into the other pan. Ooh. If baking is not a workout, I don't know what it is. Because I tell you what, between the ingredients and then having to hold up the bowl, it's no freaking joke. All right, so I basically split the recipe into two different pans, intentional. I feel like I could have used two of the same size of the small one, but I digress. This is why baking is a science. Oh my gosh, here's what happened. Do you need to get back over here? Do you need to get back over here?
Unless you don't do that.
No, I'll just move the camera.
Hold on.
I got you. I got you. See? Y'all can hear the voice, but you won't see the face.
I'm working.
Well, he's also working very hard. Thank you. So as soon as he gets the trash bag and the trash can, we're gonna take out our protein bars. They should be done. They were in there for about 35 minutes. I can smell them as we speak. And okay, Kim, so here's what happened. Me and Dee were talking about my ex, and then some random guy comes up and proposed to Diona and called Dee and I. And I called Dee and I told her, I said, Dee, she's getting proposed to. She looks as she should. Yeah, that's what happened. That's the tea of what happened. And meanwhile, I was just cooking and baking, minding my own business. And all this stuff is going down in the chat. Yeah, that's the tea of my life, apparently. So, yeah, very interesting times. But, you know, according to the analytics, 70% of the people following my channel are men, and the other 30% are women. I don't know where the women are. No shade to the men, but I'm not even sure why they show up, but they do. So I appreciate the support. It's just interesting. If you would have told me this like months ago, like, hey, you're going to have more men follow your channel, I would have said, no, I don't think so. I don't think my content serves them. And here we are. So, all right. What did I tell you about? Oh my gosh. I am not inviting no throuple life into my life. And if I say that word in front of Charles, he's going to lose it. I had told him that she is happily married, and then he left. Oh my gosh. All right, so it looks like it could be done. All right, so I have to show you guys, or I think you guys can kind of see. This is the protein bars. Well, they will be sliced into bars. And I will divide them out tonight. So then I can basically have them throughout the week, and they're already prepped. The idea is, so let me share with you guys the snack that I'm trying to replace. Okay, so I like these bars. These bars are great. They're super good. They're called Think. They're high protein. They're 20 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and they're gluten free. I do like them, but I don't go to Costco every week to buy like a big box. I don't want to eat through these in like 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? If I'm having one a day, I need to be able to supplement what I'm doing. So that's what encouraged me to make the protein bars. So while the oven is kind of cooling off, because we need to now transition into actually cooking tonight's dinner, which is not going to take me that long to cook at all. I literally just need to brown the meat. And I thought I was going to make the fish tonight, but I think I'm going to make the fish tomorrow because it's super easy to make. But I'll make it in the morning, like when I'm preparing breakfast. I'll just go ahead. I can easily season the fish, get it in the oven, and it'll be ready for dinner tomorrow night, or dinner like later on in the week. The main thing was I needed to thaw it out. So, okay. Here's my pan. And I'm going to turn you guys this way. Perfect timing, because now I can actually put this in the oven for how long though? Oh yeah. Another reason why I'll make the fish tomorrow, because this has to be in the oven for like practically an hour. So because it's going to take so long, I'm not going to be wanting to like cook anything later on. So, all right, we're gonna do, actually, I think I'm gonna do 50 minutes because those loaves are much smaller than like a regular loaf that I would make. Because I didn't have as many bananas, which is totally fine. I'm just closing my tablet out because I don't need that right now. But if you're wondering, if you're just like, is she doing HelloFresh? Is she doing HelloFresh? Of course I am, but I'm doing the modified version. So for one, I did not have any black beans, so I'm just going to use kidney beans, which will be fine. And we used Roman tomatoes for our other recipe the other day. So I'm going to just use some diced tomatoes and chili. And I have the Thrive Market taco seasoning, so that should work. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You brown the meat, you put the taco seasoning on top and pour some water in there, and then you're kind of done. You have tacos. So that's the goal tonight, is to make something simple, because I knew I was kind of making an aggressive dinner, or what I would consider kind of aggressive. But I know during the week, I don't have the time to be like baking. So if I'm going to bake, I need to do it on Sunday. And I also know like tomorrow morning, I plan to make myself like an egg dish for breakfast and pop that in the oven. So I have something to eat on every day, and I don't have to worry about like cooking everything. Keep me out of trouble. Kimberly already knows. For one, well, Kimberly knows like Charles, so I'm like, me out of trouble? I'm gonna be fine. I'm not stunning these people that are on the internet. I'm not young. I'm like, these men can say and do whatever they want, and I'm just gonna be unbothered. That's the truth. I'm just so unbothered. They don't even understand. Okay, so I already have my ground turkey out. Anybody provide any recommendations when you host a friend? Kimberly, you should give me some recommendations because you guys already came down here. So what would you recommend that I have prepared for 3 children and 2 girlfriends? So I'm going to make French press coffee. I already have tea. I even have like the good tea. Like, when I say good tea, actually, Dee, you would appreciate this. When I was in Seattle last summer, my creative partner, she is like a tea connoisseur. And so I was telling her there's this like African nectar tea that I really, really enjoyed, and I can never find it anywhere, ever. Can't find it. And when I do, it's like 15, 16 bucks for this tea. And so she's like, tell me the name of it and we can find the ingredients of the tea. And when we go to the tea shop, we can basically find a tea that's similar to it. So she helped me find these teas. Yes, it's so good. And then I went on ahead and like got the honey from over there too. So, but this is like, so this one is, I don't know how to, oh my gosh, this guy's in the background.
You know what? I showed this face to music.
What?
The dog medicine.
What'd you say?
Where's the dog medicine?
It's on top of the bar right here, but nobody's gonna see you because I will block them.
Gonna set me up to failure.
I don't know. I don't host.
That's okay.
My bird host makes sure of that. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I got it, man. No problem. Thank
I've
you.
already turned around. Nobody's gonna see you.
Thank you.
This guy, I'm telling you, Dee and Kimberly, Charles wants to be on camera so bad. He really does.
No.
For one, nobody's gonna see you because I have myself set up in the corner here.
That's how people get stalkers.
How do they get stalkers?
They start these here YouTube pages and start doing these here daily routines, and all of a sudden, they see that old chocolate drop in the background, and bang, there you go.
I don't know if y'all
You got
heard.
issues. You have issues.
Oh my gosh. She says that I'm going to have stalkers. And because I do these daily routines, which I don't think I share. My routines are, although I am a very routine person, y'all already know I'm never going to film in my room. That's like a no. I'm not going to film in my bathroom either. That's also a no. I pretty much film in this space or my office space. So I feel like y'all always get the same kind of aesthetic. I'm always in the kitchen cooking.
I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that get lucky and get up in there. You may be like, oh shit, she got a chocolate drop.
He's over here mumbling away. Anyways.
Hey, Kim.
Kimberly, Chucky says hi.
Hey, D.
And D, Charles says hi. Alma was on here too. She might still be on here.
Hey, Auntie.
Alma, if you're still here, he says, hey, Alma Jean.
Get on up out of here.
Oh my gosh. Let me try to.
Love, peace, and happiness.
Nobody's going to see you. I got you. D said, hey, brother. Just keep walking. I'm blocking you out the way. Nobody can see you.
You know, I'll be outside in a minute.
All right. I'm almost done. Now he's already disappeared. All right, boss dog. I'll let him know you said hello. Oh my gosh. I'll let him know you're a safe regular. So we say you're safe, but we're not sure. We think you're safe. You've been around this long. All right. So that's done. D, I almost made chili today. I almost made it, but I was like, I should do something else. When I looked in the cabinet, I was like, wait a minute, you already have like, what you call it in here? You've got some street tacos. You might as well make something along the lines of that. So still kind of a chili flavor, but we're just calling it street tacos. And using a little HelloFresh flair to it. I was trying to, so I'm challenging myself to go grocery shopping every 2 weeks as opposed to every week. Oh my gosh, almost like, hey, Mr. Charles. Hey, nice to meet you. Okay. Oh my gosh, these kids are back. Someone said, call his name in a sexy tone. Oh, he used to being called Charles. He is. Yes. Well, I want to say thank you to Alma, Kimberly, D for y'all like sitting here watching me cook and talk and endure the comments, because I feel like that's a whole nother life that's happening that I'm just honestly oblivious, because I don't catch every single thing. But I want to say thank you to Dee for like moderating. Um, like, oh, you like the kitchen setup. Thank you. It's very different. Very, very different. But I do like it. I do like it a lot. But I will be cooking from the old place too. Don't you worry. Okay, we got some folks from Portugal, and we have children on here again. I already told you the other night, because I know that you're a kid, this is really not a space for children. So act accordingly, or you have to leave the live. It's one or the other. I'm just letting you know. Because this is definitely not a space. Thank you. It's always good to see you, but it's not a place for children. So Kimberly and Alma, my channel attracts, I'm like, I must have the radar on me that it's like, she works with young children. She's an early childhood person. I get children, I get the youth on here, and I get a lot of men. Don't ask me why, because I don't think the channel gives that vibe, but they always manage to show up. Girl, you know, they 70 years old, living large. Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. I see you, boss dog. I don't know what you mean by I don't know why you're like rolling your eyes. Is it because the kids? Or is it like, I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to. I need like context. I know I have a spoon rest. Just not using it. All right, so I'm gonna add this in here, my taco seasoning, which I honestly think this is gonna be, so Charles was telling me between the baked goods and him and another coworker of his, they take their lunch to work every day. And they're like, man, you always have like such good lunch. Like, your wife is so good to you. And he's like, my wife is like, listen, you're not going to be eating out every day. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you can if you want to use your budget to do that, but you're going to be wasting a lot of money. So I always make sure that we have, we both take our lunch to work. Not saying like, you know, it's Friday and you want to like grab something, but just going out to eat every single day, like that's a no-go. Like, don't nobody got time for that. And the budget don't have time for that either. Okay, I have to get some water to add to this. And I don't want to add too much water because I know that my the tomatoes I'm adding into this is already going to have like water and stuff in it, so that'll be good as well. All right, so let me read the comments. The kids, yeah, the kids are something else. Yeah, no kids for sure. I don't know how they find our channels, but I've heard from other creators, they just end up like just blocking them out. But they usually tell on themselves anyway. So from that point on, it's like, okay. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, I heard you. So I blocked you. Y'all almost saw him in the corner. Y'all almost, yeah, if you were looking, you may have saw a shadow. That was him. If you weren't looking, you missed your opportunity, because that's the only time you're going to see him on camera. But you know what? There are a lot of women that I watch. I can't say that I watch a lot of like men on YouTube that are like doing days in a life. I do, but I don't, not really. But a lot of their partners and spouses are not interested in being on camera. And so they're respectful of that. And it's like they're not, I'm choosing to share, but it's not something, they're not signing up to do that as well. So, but in real life, even if I'm on Zoom, he's like hiding from the camera, even though nobody will ever see him. So he's like that anyway. So the meat is almost done. I'm going to go ahead and open my 2 cans. And like I said, this is a diced tomato and green chilies. And since it already has liquid in it, that's why I didn't do the 3/4 of a cup of water of liquid. It just wasn't necessary. I knew that the chilies were gonna also have like a liquid in there that I could use. I need to get a spoon to scoop the rest out. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I have no idea. I feel like I'm like cooking and chatting with friends, oddly enough. But I appreciate y'all watching. Okay, I saw a glimpse of him. Oh, you did see a glimpse. There goes the back pain again. Okay. Okay, so we're doing good on time. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. And I feel like I could have made this in a pot or a pan. I just opted to do a pan. And I cannot promise that my plating is going to be any better than what it is any other week. I didn't say I was a chef. I'm just somebody that cooks. So we'll try to make this like a little bit more aesthetic. But what I like about like taco recipes or making tacos is we don't have to just have them as tacos. We can also have them as, I can use it as taco salad, and you can throw this taco meat over some rice if you want to, and just kind of get a combination of things. It's just versatile, very, very versatile. And now I'm opening my beans, and I'm going to just pour the liquid off of this. And like I said, I didn't have black beans, but now I know I need to at least grab 2 cans of black beans when I'm out and about at the grocery store. Kidney beans are good, but kidney beans make me think that I'm having chili. So, which we've already declared we're not making chili. We are making we're making tacos. Instead of Taco Tuesday, we're having Taco Sunday. Now, something else I'm gonna do to like enhance the meal, because we also have like a lot of lettuce in the fridge. This was one of those weekends where I'm like, I could go to the grocery store, but I have enough groceries to kind of scrape something together. So I'm going to be very intentional. I'm trying to use up all of the ingredients that I have in my refrigerator this week so I can make sure I'm not like wasting any food. Listen, eggs are high. That's all I have to say. So we have to be very mindful about how those of us that are in the US, we need to be mindful how we're like spending money and those things. So I just try to make it stretch. And I honestly use the principles of what I saw with my own family. Um, my mom is an extremely successful but also very frugal person. And I realize her strategies in saving, because I grew up with that for 18 plus years of my life, but even she's still like that till this day, and I'm 41. So I know how to save when I need to save. And I know how to cook, still make things like tasty, not go out to eat. I haven't gone out to eat since I was in Phoenix 2 weeks ago. So everything I've been eating up until 2 weeks ago, because I was in Phoenix and I had to eat out. Everything else has been everything I'm making at home. I encourage you guys to do that. So I hope like when you see these cook with me's and stuff, that it gives you ideas like, yeah, I can cook at home. I don't have to go out. You can meal prep. I could have doubled this recipe if I didn't take the fish out, but I was like, girl, you need to take this fish out and make it. Because I took one for the team last week and I had chicken for 7 straight days. D, don't judge me, because you know I don't like chicken like that, but I ate it 7 days. So I'm like, I'm entitled to eat something else. So I had chicken. Y'all know I don't care for chicken, but I eat it because I have to, and they say it's good for me, but I don't like chicken. I like chicken eggs though. I will say that. So, anyways. But I like making dishes like this where you can stretch and use them in a variety of ways. Like I said, you can put this taco night over a bed of rice. You can put it on a taco itself or a burrito. You can also make a taco salad, and use some salsa, add some flavor, make it tasty and fun, and call it a day. Like there's just so many ways in which I'm going to stretch out this meal to make sure that neither one of us go out to eat. That's the goal and the intention. Kevin, you gonna get kicked out. I don't know why. Okay. So, anyways, thank you all. I noticed I held a steady 7 people this entire time. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. We just have to ignore them. Because I don't pay attention. I just try to read the comments for the people that I know want to talk and chat and have some common sense. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Last week, I think I got, I don't know, I think it was like over 10 hours of time because you guys are steady and paying attention. Small kids, hop off of here. But again, please like and subscribe. And I will be live again tomorrow. I'm kicking off. I'm testing out a show. I want to be able to help people with their goals and intentions throughout the week. It seems like that's something that people really look forward to. And I would go live when I get out of class because according to the analytics, people like to be on here at night versus during the day. Granted, the time has changed, so it might work in my favor. That I might be able to do this midday, but I don't know. So I want to basically share my goals and intentions every day and help you guys with your goals and intentions. I would basically hop on like at 8 o'clock and then hop off by 8:30. So that would be the goal. Okay, that's fine. Um, but anyways, that's the plan. So is anyone interested in hopping on to a live where we're talking about your goals and intentions for the day? I would love to hear, but otherwise, I'm gonna hop off of here because I need to plate the food and clean up everything and get ready to eat because it's already 7:35 or 7:30, which is perfect timing. And so I will be back. I love it. I love to. Okay. Thanks, Boss Dog. I appreciate it. Thank you to my friends that are super supportive. I don't know if my other friend from Colorado is on here, but if you're here, thank you. Thank you, Kimberly, Alma, D, Boss Dog. We're acquaintances because I know these other people. These are like my people. I've known them a long time. But we appreciate it, Boss Dog. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good night.